and make sure that she presses the points on. You don't want to do that after you've made things thin in the middle. You want to do it while you've got everything together, because if you don't, if you try to do it when you've got things thin in the middle, you stand a really good chance of breaking things, which is bad. All right, so I'm going to go a 1/4 inch out from the center on these straight lines on both ends, okay? Any questions about what I'm doing?
While you're doing that, I 3D printed a circle template
Okay.
on a 3D printer, and it will actually do a bunch of different points. They're all pre-marked, like.
I think I did that myself also. Yeah. I did that myself. Yeah.
It's free on the thing versus it was in an AEW.
Yep.
It was in an AEW. What kind of wood is that?
This is Bradford pear. The wood that went around was silver maple. Okay, so my points are not that far apart. One of the other things I've done, and one of the things that I've noticed on the first piece that I've now done on this one, is I've made this not so steep. I've made it more slanted this way a little bit, okay? This section here, because I'm going to be turning part of this here. I'm going to be turning this off center, and I need a better way to get at it without having to, because I was starting to get into the bowl, the goblet on the first pass. So I don't want to do that. I want to be away from the bowl. So, all right, so now it's time to get my center on here. Now, I'm not switching, I'm not going across the centers, I'm going the same one, okay? That's going to rotate on me. I got to get the other one out. Nope. Next up.
So you're using step centers on both sides?
I am. One's on a live center, one isn't. This one's live, okay? Right. No problem, I can't see here. So rule number one, whenever you're turning anything off center, is make sure it spins freely before you turn anything on. Now, I'm going to be using my deep fluted bowl gouge. And I'm going to be taking really light shearing cuts. Any questions on what that means? I've never turned with you, Ben. I don't know how light your cuts are.
Naturally, it's going to do that. Is that an offset or zipper?
Yes, the zipper is offset also. And this goes this side so we don't fill any more shavings than it already has. All right, now I'm also going to be watching the shadow. The shadow is, ideally I want to be turning as fast as I can go, and the shadow is created by the wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn one side of this I'm going to turn the cove on this part of it and a bead on this part.
I want to get a picture before it comes off the way.
Yeah. Oh, ye of little faith. It may. Let's see if it. You ready? All right. That light enough for you, Ben? So I start cutting in the air and move the tool through the arc. I can't really ride the bevel because if I try to ride the bevel, I'll be in air and then I'll be hitting the wood with the bevel, and that will give me a lot of really weird tool marks and increase my chances of blowing this up. Cutting downhill. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to go past all the way through the wood to the other side, because you want to make sure that you leave enough wood so that you can do the other side of this when we flip it around. Tool rest moved a little bit. All right, so let's have a look and see where we are. Go a little deeper here and a little deeper and a little deeper here. So we'll try and do that. So a little deeper here. I want to make this a little steeper too. Okay. So just like that piece I passed around, this is the cove side, and the other side is going to be a bead. So, and I want to make the end of this, because still got to come back and finish the bottom off. So the end of this is going to be about here. Oops. Did it break?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to try putting this on, see if it diffuses the light and makes it.
did crack inside.
Well,
It's okay. What's that? All right.
okay, so where's the button? Where's the buttons? I don't want to touch the
Button
button.
is right here.
Yeah, well, I was touching the button and turning it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna put more tape on it.
Well, that
This
is,
cage just came right out of the tape.
how about if I put this down here?
Hang on. Yeah, I gotta line it up. I get it close at least. Okay, it's cracked in the middle. I got a crack in there. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Does that make it any better or worse or no change?
Much better.
Okay. Is this in your way now?
I don't know. Yeah, it needs to be higher up. It can't, yeah, there we go. Tore right through that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay
Can we
then.
put this up here? Can we bring it down?
No, that's
We have
fine.
enough light.
That's fine.
Oh,
Good in.
Not very well. Let me go back on here.
So we got this light thing.
Yes, sir.
We've got a microphone for you to put on now, so.
Okay, so when I'm done with this, we'll do that.
Oh, you gotta have that. You gotta have this put in so it's wireless? Yeah. Oh, okay. And receive it. That's what it was working. This is part of the $760. Yeah. The joys of live demos.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment. This is cracked. The bowl is cracked on the inside, so we'll see if we can get it to survive.
On the light. With that light. You still see, or do you need to move something?
I don't know. Let me get this figured out. All right, we're gonna try and hold the bowl together with this too.
Yeah, that would make a good. You want me to turn? You want me to turn?
No, I got it. Let me manage it, okay? Thanks, Mark, though. All right, that should be good. Go what?
Post lamp?
No, didn't bring one of those. Okay, Mike, here. Can I hear, or is it just a mic?
It's just a mic.
Does it go over my head like this? Does that work? How's the audio?
Right.
Why don't you put it like in the back of the room or something so I don't get feedback?
We usually do that.
Okay, all right. Well, you're the guy, so. Okay. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? That's my audio.
I don't hear it. I don't hear you through it.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, why?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe this thing doesn't have enough batteries or something. All right. So where was I? I was here. I was on this one.
Yeah, Barbara always thinks she marked hers.
Yeah, it's interesting because in the book, she doesn't show the markings.
Yeah, when she did her, Campbell's
Okay.
hands-on, she had to definitely mark them. You knew which one they were.
That does seem, this is not very well held in this bit here. It's not flat, so we may see this come off again, so just,
Yeah, we'll wait.
okay. So I'd like to hear. Okay, how's this?
It's a light back just a little bit as a watch. There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions? All right.
So are you back on the original axis that you started with?
I am. I had thought I was, but I am not. Okay. So I had thought, all right, so here's here. Oh, geez. All right, we're going to get creative. I'm not redoing this tape again. I'm chewing this up.
Are you gonna need to go to your four-prong drive?
It was spinning on that too.
Or was it?
Yeah, so, I mean, I can try that, but it's
I have a suggestion for you all. You can get an iPhone or you get on Zoom, you can get on the Zoom right now. And see a much better picture on your phone and close up if you want. This picture on your phone is awesome. So just a suggestion, log into Zoom and you want to get a better picture right now so you get the situation resolved. Which will still be entertaining.
When you guys leave, there's a lot of stuff up there that I think I'll give away.
there you
I want you to buy it before I set it up. Raffle. You see stuff there, it's either free or cheap. Roller bits, $60 roller bits.
Great lighting. So people like the lighting now.
Okay.
Oh, we learned something.
It auto renew.
Kind of speed it.
Well, I'm trying to get as fast as I can get away with. Because I'm turning, there's a lot of air here.
Okay.
And I'm only at 800 here. So this bit is all going away, so I'm down to wood. Then I'm going to put a bead in here. So the bead is going to be like this. I'm clearly still not, I'm still have some air that I'm painting. So one of the things I'm trying to do here is get searing cuts while I'm cutting this. And I'm getting shavings like this when I do it, okay? And I want to blend this. To whatever I've done here, which is no longer separate. Okay. So I'm gonna, when I come back on the other side, I'm gonna have to do a cove on this side. So I want to round this, and I'm thinking of where it's gonna be when I come back. I'm gonna switch to detail gouge to get in here. And my detail gouge is an old 1/2-inch spindle gouge that I reground. And you could do this with a skew too. What's the beat mean, guys? I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm looking at the profile. All right, I'm going to all right, any questions so far?
Yeah, I need a microphone.
Yeah.
There's a volume control. You just plus.
There's a volume control on my microphone.
Yeah, there's a plus and minus.
So there is.
Right.
How's this?
Right.
How's this?
Is it here?
How's this?
Much better.
Yes. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the other hole. Guess I got to pound this in again. These, so I can actually see a little better. Okay, so my goal now is to try to get a bead in here on the inside of this part and follow this profile as much as I can on this part. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions? Okay. So now I'm really watching the shadow. And the shadow that the wood is making, and what I can see here, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but with this light, I can see a sort of a ball at the center of this, and that's what I'm turning to. That's my inner profile, where I still have wood. And I'm working to get these are all very light shearing cuts, a lot of air. And I'm always cutting downhill. So the solid part of this sort of ball I can see inside the wood, the solid bits of wood here, that tells me that as long as as my tool is cutting inside that wood there, I'm in good shape. I still have a piece I haven't cut through. Now this is going to come around and join this other stuff, so this can come away too. At some point, the top section, this part here, I'm going to be cutting into that also. So you can't hurry this. And you can't take too big a cut. And you can tell right there that I'm now in solid wood all the way around right there. So, and this is what it looks like so far. Okay, you guys see the profile? Okay, I'm cutting to this shadow out here. Interesting. Okay. All right, so a question I have here on this side is, should I cut deep longer this way? And I think I've got that in pretty good shape. I'm not so sure how much room I actually have in the middle here. Because I can't see solid wood here in this section here. So I gotta be very careful how deep I cut on that side. And I may have to just leave it. So this is something else that Barbara Dill recommends in her book, is to stop the lathe and see where you are often, for obvious reasons. Now, if I'd done this right, I'd be able to cut into this section over here too. And I'm not sure I'll be able to. I'm going to try and get a little close and see what happens and see how it goes, but we'll see if I can get there. I better check.
I think you got it.
Yeah, I'm all right so far.
I wouldn't go much further.
Oh, I got room.
One more cut, come on.
Yeah, inside, total front inside.
So are you using your bow guys because that's the tool that you're most comfortable with? Or is there a strategic advantage just because it's thicker tool steel that you don't get the vibrations?
Well, there's a couple of answers to that. This is my favorite tool. However, the advantages that it offers, I mean, it's a 5/8 inch outer diameter, so it is more solid. But I could shift to the smaller one and use that with the same sort of effect. Okay, and I'll show you that right now if you'd like. But the true advantage is being able to roll it through the cuts. So I've got a shearing cut, and as I get near the bottom, I can roll the tool and change the way it's coming into the bottom of the cut. So, like, I've got a fair amount of wood out here that I should, so I can do the exact same thing here with this, okay, and have the same effect. And I'm not getting vibration. I might get a little bit more down here, but if I'm riding the tool bevel down here where I'm actually on wood, then I'm not going to get the vibration as long as I'm letting the tool edge do the cutting. Okay. So I do want to turn this part of it down in here a little bit more. I'm going to shift to the bigger tool for this. Now, because of the problems I've been having here today, this isn't going to turn out like the one I passed around, okay? The one I passed around stayed on the right axis. All right, let's see where I am with this. Well, I like this.
Yeah, you can go like, take that top a little bit down farther.
I can.
Blend it into the
Yep.
curve of the novel.
You want to recommend that friend real quick? Great, you gotta make me present.
So again, I'm watching the shadow. So I've still got more I can remove. I'm going to try and bring this down so I have a better target to aim for. Let's use this for that, or I could use a skew for that. Oh, there we go.
One more turn.
Is there another piece missing? Ah, there it is. All right. Well, at any rate, that's where I got to. So. Anyway, now let me take the tape off of this and I'll pass it around. That's how that's done without the breaking. No, there was lots of room here. I don't know. I cut both the top and the bottom on axis 1. And then I switched it to the other axis. So one side was a cove and the other side was a bead. Okay. And then I switched it and I did the other sides of those. So, I never, well, the only reason I went back to the first axis ever was to finish what I was doing. Okay. So.
You were back on the top part of the
Yeah, what you're doing, both parts of the stem are being cut on each axis. Okay, so see if I can get this together here. Okay, so first time in, on the first axis, I'm cutting this section, or maybe I'm cutting the other section. I'm cutting this section. What's that? Okay.
There you go, thank you.
Okay, so first time in, I cut this cove. No, I cut it the other way. I cut this cove, okay, and this bead, all right? And then I switched to the other side and I cut here and here. So I'm cutting the whole stem. I'll pass this around. So the short answer is I'm cutting both sides of that. Okay, does that make sense, Ron? He's not listening. That's all right. Any questions? I was going about 800 or 900 at home with a better seat on the wood. I was going at 1500. I broke both pieces, so it doesn't necessarily matter.
So are you gonna join our the challenge and see if you can make one?
Sure. I know I can make one. It's just, you know.
On fancy and tricky, you want to go.
Well, that one was getting onto the fancy tricky side, so it had some interesting sort of features because when I taped it back together the second time, it wasn't quite centered. Anything else?
Is there another way than another for durability?
You know, I don't know. I mean, the first piece, cherry maybe, maple would probably be a great wood. But the silver maple piece I had, the pith was, the first piece broke from the pith. I've turned 20, 30 goblets out of Bradford pear without a problem. So, you know, I don't know if I'm just pushing it too hard or whatever I was doing there, but, you know, Bradford pear is a wonderful wood for goblets. Cherry is also, choke cherry, silver maple. You know, I've got a bunch of those. Box elder is a great wood. You know, the first time it came off the lathe, the bowl on top cracked, which might be part of the problem why I was having additional stresses on this. So, you know. Yes, sir.
Make the cone center.
Yeah.
Put in there. You're not touching the bottom of that hole.
Correct. Correct.
If you were to be very flexible, I think you have a lot more support. And have less chance of cracking the hole. I also think actually, maybe better for the
Well, sure. The tape didn't really fail except the one time here because I didn't have enough tape on it. Okay. So if I'd done better tape job the first time, it probably wouldn't have come out, but it had already been compromised. So
more support if you were actually.
I agree, but you need to have it. The important part is you need to have it fixed on the top so it stays, it doesn't move because you've got to move the centers. So, and in Barbara's book, in her examples, she's not actually showing how she does the goblet part. She's just turning a stem, and she may be doing them in more than one piece. She may be turning the stem in a piece separately. So, yeah, it's a great book. Yeah. So there are some questions because there's a few things she quite leaves out in there, but it's so I was trying to figure out how to do it because when you're normally making a goblet, you finish the bowl first so that you don't have to come back to it. Then you can turn it as thin as you want. But on this, the problem is that you're putting pressure on it. So you may be right, Paul. That may be a better way to do it. Yep. Well, and maybe if you're getting the pressure on the bottom rather than the bowl edges, that might have worked better. Yep.
Yeah, and anytime you think that the hairstyle and the knife and the drive and time,
yep.
Put pressure there, that's the safest way to do it.
Yep.
Because it's like turning it with 3 cents.
Yep. Well, the only issue you have with this is that as soon as you go past center with the off-center bits, you're no longer between centers because you've got now you have those outward stresses. So,
but your goblet is still in the center.
yeah, but it's not. But it's not. As soon as you move it off center, it's not right. You've got the pressure in the center. Yes. I got you. Okay. Anything else? You'll have to try it, you guys, and make it work.
Well, we'd like to thank Matt for we're going to take a 15-minute break to mingle, look at the things that have been brought in, have some coffee, and we'll get back and we'll do our the rest of the meeting.
The piece failed. I don't think it went all that well. Thanks.
Why you were cutting
When you don't cut at 2 different times, you only cut, this is it here. Axis one time. Cut it 2 parts. This part and the next part.
You were lined up on the other end of the
Thank you. That was very interesting. That was what it was, you know. It's easy, it's hard to do that. I always like things. It's hard enough to do in the shop with all the time. Also, the need to change direction and just.
I think it was mostly successful because I got some very interesting, I at least demonstrated how it worked.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I think, you know, so it's, questions are most important.
Yeah.
That's one thing you ever do, man. You do a lot of. You probably heard that expression before. That's hard to do. I mean, you got.
Absolutely. The first one of those I did was this morning.
The first one ever?
This is the second.
I see what you did with it. It's so simple. You know, I wonder how simple it would be. You know, like, if you take a California, imagine that finish situation. I think it's a really good idea. I don't see that, you know, give up a 3/8 or something like that. It's an idea to keep moving.
So you could get, just same sort of technique, just straight up down. Yeah, I could get like several years ago. So my leg tried to kill me. Yeah.
Did it get your leg?
So
Did it get your leg?
Stop showing that.
Piece come off about that big. So I would try. Right between the, yeah. I had a real nice, expensive one.
You saved your life, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Save your eyes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, when I got it's amazing how much force those
You know,
things.
yeah, well,
Just
I
a
had
little
this
bit,
software,
it
right?
wasn't big, it was
Do one of
maybe
these,
an inch round, you know?
So you were figuring
segmented
Well, it's only like 10,000.
And so one day I got clever. I says, okay,
Yeah, a lot of
I was
force.
doing fine.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was up on the
You know,
calculator,
flip it around like that.
this and this. It's based on a stage base of good magazine.
I don't want to get hurt.
Somebody says, well, I'm a good clever man. I'm gonna figure out how far I should cut into, and I'm gonna only use it, what do you call it? A caliper, and I'm gonna cut it to that point, so I don't have to kind of just say, okay, let's take a minute as well. I made a mistake in the software, and I put in there, and then I started just move the weight, those are the holes. It was like $40. I'm sure I see what we're looking at. Boy, that was a lot of work to get to that point. I got a beautiful piece of wood full of holes.
What are you gonna do?
So it's like the server, I'm taking their check, I'm just gonna go sit here. Lots of time and waste, but hurry up and look beautiful. Give yourself a good stupid face.
That's how we learn, man.
That's right, yeah. But that was great, man. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
You out of here?
So each section is cleared up. I think it was flared, the base is cleared up. They had that was yeah. And it was pretty, because I'm looking at it. It's relatively simple. Turn this over to one, two outside edges together.
Okay, stand it back up.
Mask and cut. Oh, there's one.
Okay, can we all take our seats? We're going to start back up. Do you have the ability to put the President's Challenge in the Facebook to project it or not? Or is that just too much?
I can do those, but there's some stuff that people put out online. I don't think we can do that without messing up our cameras.
Okay,
That's the problem.
all right.
You're kidding.
So what we're going to do right now is go and do the President's Challenge and the Facebook Challenge. Turn that time over to Jeff. He's the one that's been delegated with figuring out how many people have participated. And so for the
Let me get a quick shot of these.
okay, so here's the President's Challenge, which is our map. We've had 6 maps shown with 5 people. There was Ron Coleman, there was John Dizelle, Paul Newberger, Kathy, and there's 2 others. Oh yeah, Cindy Yates had 1. Yeah, Mike Runaway. So they're all the tickets are in here. So this is the lucky one, ticket number 7952. That's Mr. Ron Wallman. So we have a craft supplies and I'll gift certificate for you. So we'll pay for shipping. You can buy something else.
As much as you want.
Yep, that's the one.
If you have Zoom on your phones, please mute it because it's echoing.
Then for our Facebook challenge, this is going to be the last month that we are going to be handing out gift certificates for the Facebook challenge. One, because we've run out of craft supplies free gift certificates, and now we're going to have to go start buying Rocco gift cards. And two, 3/4 of the people that we're posting on Facebook are not members of the club, but they're members of the Facebook group. So it's sort of kind of defeating the purpose. So we started this up at the beginning of the pandemic to try to keep us all engaged. And I think we are engaged now that we're back. We're also contributing. So even like this month, part of our regulars didn't even participate. So with that, Jeff, how many people were there?
We had a total of 15, which was actually about half of what we normally have every month. So we got 15 people. I got it programmed into my Hit Me Dandy number checker. Give it a shake and we'll see who the winner is. Number 15, Alfred.
Yeah.
Is he still here?
Yeah, okay.
You're president. You won the Facebook challenge. Congratulations.
So now we're going to do the tool review. Did anybody bring a tool that they'd like to review? I have been making those texture bowls over there and putting the tools on the way. After about the third time that they fell on the floor, I decided I didn't look at it. So made it put a strip on the back, 1.5 inches, which is the length between my bed legs, and it sits here. If I made another one, this was like 18 inches. It can hold 8. I made another one, I probably take it down to 5 or 6 tools because I don't have that one, but it works really good. And you saw Matt was using it during our demo. Another little help that I made was I just needed a working platform on my lathe. It's like when I'm staining or airbrushing or something. So you have something you can put stuff on. And it also runs right up to the headstock so that you cover up the bed lathe when you're spraying or when you're putting on gilding cream or lining wax or that type of thing. So this is just another piece of plywood. The edge here was just by chance because I had made a one of those racks where you can put in your cans so that you feed it from the back and they come down, and then you can pull the can out from the front. It always rotates your can goods. So this happened to be there, and so I just cut it off and made it. But having this little wall on it really makes it handy. Easy to do, doesn't take much time, but it gives you a good flat work surface that because it's within the ways, it doesn't move around. It's really nice. Anybody else have anything? Now we're going to do our show and tell. So anybody that brought anything they'd like to show us and tell us about it, go get your stuff, come on up here and talk to us about it. Do we have is this one on? That's on.
He's on.
I'm on.
You're on. Oh, okay.
That one's not working for some reason.
All right. So come on up here, and Jeff has got the camera, so talk to him.
I'll get rid of that. Watch out, Jay.
Turn on the light.
Well, I kind of got in the habit of making snowmen before Christmas, and I didn't quite break the habit yet, so I've already got a snowman made for next Christmas for my granddaughters. And it said beautiful spelled me on the back, so I didn't spray them white. Thank you.
I got in the mode of making mushrooms this last month. Made a sea urchin mushroom stand here with a light in it, actually. I bought a LED light off of Amazon.com. It really shows up nice when it's in the dark, right? Because of the colors you get out of sea urchins. And anyway, I think the lights are $10 or something, and I think they build them, they put in those bags that they put up and float in the air. They used to put real fire in them, and I think they stopped doing that. But, and then this kind of a weird wedding present for my nephew. He's into mushroom hunting. He and I send each other pictures on Facebook of mushrooms that we pick and so forth. So he got married February 4th. I transferred a little mushroom here with his name and his wife's name, and the date they got married. So and they didn't want any Christmas presents. I think they had 12 people at their wedding. And he just said, we don't want any presents or anything. So I'm gonna send this to him anyway, just to simply show him. So, anyway.
Very good, thank you.
The maple ball I turned with the mahogany lid. That's the bottom. And I think my subliminal design idea came. My wife had bought me a Far Side flip calendar, the daily flip calendar, and the month was everything was like Far Side space related. And I think by looking at those cartoons every day, somehow subliminally I ended up doing that. And my wife called it a spaceship ball. Of course, I don't find something. So that was my fun. This is some stuff I did where this is a half of a log, and I cut the end part. And I was sitting there forever, and I wanted to use as much of the wood as I could. So this is what I ended up coming up with instead of wasting it. And then I thought about this piece of ash. This is a walnut, this ash, the same thing. And I just decided to make them like that, just to save wood, basically. Instead of cutting the ends off and just making something round, it's even. So that's what I did.
So this is the mask I had for the President's Challenge, made that. And as I said, I cut it, the angles are on the first time, like Ken said not to, but I did. And then I made this bowl here. I just like the grain pattern in it. It's Catalba, and I did a little bit of texturing on the bottom of it. So it's just just sanded with basically like a wax finish. That was all it did. Just sanded with the sanding wax. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that. Just it came out really nice.
I'm the guy who brought this thing. You guys probably thinking, what the heck is this? It's a work in progress. But anyway, Ruby Claire, she showed a couple of platters that she painted flowers on the rim. And I was going to make this for my mom. She likes walnut wood. She likes purple irises. So I was going to turn out the platter and then ship it out to Ruby for her to paint the irises on it. But unfortunately, I filled in, there was a bunch of cracks. I had to fill in with epoxy and everything else. And it was free wood and get what you pay for. So it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. I'm still going to finish it and probably hollow out the inside, make it a platter or something like that, just a regular platter. I'll bring it in next month to show it off. But that's basically what it is. All right, thanks.
The piece of Ambrosia maple that I was able to turn a bowl out of, and it was my first attempt at putting feet on it. Interesting thing is I had turned the bottom and put the template in the center to mark it, and then what's wrong? Because that optically threw me off. That
I thought it should have been here, no, but it's in the bottom, so just finished with lacquer.
So I've got a couple bowls that I've been making. I was trying to make, duplicates of the Viking Sunset bowls. These two are the Viking Silver. This one is Celtic Copper. And this one is Egyptian Gold. So you start out turning it, then you texture it, then you spray it with stain, and then after that dries, you then use the the building cream or to put that on. So that's, and I have 8 children and a niece and an aunt and uncle, so I got to make 12 of these little jewels. Pardon me? And then over that, I sprayed deft lacquer to protect it. And it's I just happen to grab the gloss. Whether I'll use that or satin for the next go around, I'm not positive. Okay. So we now going to go to the wood raffle table. That would be Mr. Jeff is going to handle that for us. Yeah, go.
Okay, so we're just gonna call them off like we normally do. We don't have a lot in here like normal, but there's some great stuff back there, so get your tickets ready. I'm gonna start. First ticket, 0622. 0622. Next ticket, 0633.
I don't see too many people walking up there.
No. 0629. 0629. 0653. 0649. 0641. 0611. 0645. 0639. 0618. I want to see you turn that, Ray. 0616. 0647. Is anybody here with tickets? Okay. 0646. 0651. 0631. 0652. 0635. 0638. 0612. 0642. 0627. 0613. 0630. I wonder. That's right. 0650. I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing that went. Turner's here, for God's sake. 0623. 0628. We're running out of tickets. 0636. 0619.
Yeah, why don't we just, whoever wants the rest of it.
Okay. What's left on the table? If you want it, take it.
So next month's demo, do you know who's demoing and what they're doing?
Yeah, it's me doing tea lights.
Oh, that's right. So Jeff Walters will be doing tea lights next month. So next month's President's Challenge is going to be an off-center turning. Whether you want to go with a goblet, candlestick, or something, but just try off-center spindle turning. Ray Fraze, who mans the store, he takes that stuff home and doesn't get locked up in the storage unit. So if you want or need anything, give him a call, and then the two of you can work out an arrangement to go pick it up. So I think that's it. Thanks for coming by.
We don't fill around with